Morning, guys. Okay, happy Sunday. Just took some time to take some more photos, and now we have to eat what I made, which is not in the pretty formation it was in on the photos anymore. It's in a big, huge bowl all mixed together. It's not pretty, guys. This is like witch's brew here. But it's all super healthy stuff. There's some, well, you'll see the photos that come out. It's basically a green smoothie base with a bunch of fruits and coconut and flaxseed and stuff like that. So, oh, and oats. So breakfast is served. Gonna be very healthy. I have some like leftover of these too. So we're gonna see if we can eat this. I mean, look how much this is, you guys. It's like quite a bit. All right, see you. I made some weird lunch. It's gonna be really, really good. I'll show you what I did. So I made a kind of a weird stir fry, but it's actually really yummy. It's sliced cabbage, sliced onions, and shiitake mushrooms. Then for the sauce, I did a tiny bit of walnut oil, just a very, very tiny bit, like half a teaspoon, so not even really necessary. And then I did some coconut aminos, which if you're following strict Nutritarian, you would not use those, or just use a tiny, tiny bit. And then I used some lemon juice, and I chopped up some almonds and I put it in there too. I've also made some buckwheat noodles. I've never made these before, so I was trying them, but I think they're gonna go really good in this. It's actually really good, you guys. I like it. It's very basic. It has some good cruciferous greens in there. And I had some cruciferous in my smoothie bowl this morning, but that's okay. You can always get more. They're always good for you. And I really like the buckwheat noodles. I'm not using them all because there's actually way more than I expected there was going to be when I made 2 packs because I thought we will both be eating it. But I probably just as a Nutritarian would have made 1 because I didn't realize it was going to be so much pasta. But so this is it for lunch / maybe dinner, but probably just lunch. If you can see, those Rice Krispies are staring me in the face. So we have to remove these from the house ASAP, but I'm avoiding that action. Okay, so I had way more of that pasta than I should have. I tried to stop myself, I couldn't. However, I want to say that me having that dish, which was largely vegetables, probably 60% vegetables, was in place of me having like 5 bowls of Rice Krispies. So there's that. I mean, on the whole, I did okay. And then husband wasn't around to eat, so now he wants to go to Veggie Nation, which means I'll be having a little bit more, but I'll try to get some good stuff. Probably we'll just have the tamales, and then I'll have some ice cream with him later. And I'm having a sweet tooth craving right now, though, so I might have one of those brownie bites to get me through. It's not a perfect day by any means today, but it could be worse. Hello down there. So instead of having some brownie bites, I settled on this coconut milk yogurt alternative. It's the chocolate one. So I'm just gonna have this right now to appease my sweet tooth demon. And we'll have a little bit of food at Veggie Nation in a bit here. All right, we got food from Veggie Nation to go. So I got 2 tamales, and he got the salad and 2 tamales. And then we may have gotten ice cream as well from our favorite ice cream place on the way home. But I admit to nothing. We are going to be, well, you can guess the rest, right? Hey guys! Nutritarian nugget for today comes from one of my favorite books. I've talked about this quite a few times before, but if you're new here, this is just one of my favorite books ever. The Beck Diet Solution, Train Your Brain to Think Like a Thin Person. I am not the best example of these things right now, so take this all with a grain of salt, but I do find this advice very helpful, and you may as well. I want to read you a little bit from page 207. This book is from the daughter of the father of cognitive therapy, which just means that you trying to fix your brain patterns so you're not always thinking in the same exact patterns, and you try to change habits about yourself that you don't love. And in this case, this book helps you to train your brain to think like a thin person, so that you can make the right choices for food, etc. And this would work with any diet that you're following. So I just want to read this from day 29 about resisting food pushers. And I'm going to put a link for this down below because this book is really, really amazing and you should check it out. Page 207 says, many of the dieters, and this is coming from the perspective of the author, of course, many of the dieters I've counseled have told me they had to eat to avoid hurting someone's feelings, even though they knew it meant straying from their diet. Bill, for example, told me he felt he had to eat whenever his wife prepared for dinner. Allison told me she always ate a piece of whatever baked goods her coworkers brought to work. Melissa never refused the desserts her mother-in-law made. They all were certain that even a polite refusal of food would offend the other person. Do you find you have a similar problem? If so, you probably have two notions that get in the way. The first is that other people's desire to have you eat their food is more important than your desire to lose weight. The second is that it's wrong to stick up for yourself, at least where food is concerned, especially if it means disappointing someone else. I'd like you to think about these two ideas in a different way. You are entitled to work towards your goal of losing weight as long as you're not maliciously trying to make someone feel bad. And it's okay to disappoint others. Disappointment is a normal part of life. Their disappointment most likely will be mild and fleeting. In order to make a point about social eating, I often tell dieters about an experience I recently had. They usually have interesting reactions to the story. I wonder what yours will be. Here's what happened. So while I was writing this book, I attended a dessert reception given in my honor following a workshop I had presented in another city. My gracious hostess had obviously spent a lot of time and effort preparing for the reception, buying food, baking lots of desserts, and beautifully laying it all out on the buffet table. I ate only a few small pieces of sliced fruit, despite her gentle urging, "Wouldn't you like to try this, or are you sure you've had enough?" Each time she urged me to eat, I replied, "Thank you. It all looks so delicious, but I'm fine with just this fruit." Did this make my hostess feel bad? Should I have eaten more since she'd worked so hard to make the food? Was it rude of me to eat so little? Some dieters I told this story to thought I'd done exactly the right thing. A few of them, though, were rather taken aback. They were sure that I'd either insulted my hostess or made her feel major disappointment. I actually got to check out my hostess's reaction when I saw her about a month later at a national conference. I explained that I'd told the people I was working with about the reception. I asked her what she'd thought when I declined her wonderful desserts. She looked a little puzzled, and as I suspected, she said she didn't even remember that I hadn't eaten very much. Then we talked about the subject of social eating pressure. She told me that for years she'd felt obliged to eat whenever she visited her aunt in India. Finally, a couple years ago, she called her aunt in advance and told her that she was looking forward to visiting her, but that she wouldn't be able to eat much because she was watching her diet. Her aunt said fine. She didn't mind at all. She'd just be happy to see her niece. We often feel that we're hurting people's feelings when we refuse their offer of food. In fact, they either feel neutral or worse, have a mild reaction. If you find that you're assuming others will be disappointed if you turn down food, ask yourself, won't I be disappointed if I accept the food and stray from my food plan? Why is it more important for me to please them than it is to do what's best for me? I'm going to leave you with that sweet thought. Completely agree. I think the more we read this kind of stuff, the more we motivate ourselves, the better we're going to do as we go along. So please pick up this book, link for it down below. It's really, really awesome. It's taught me a lot of things about my life. And let me know what you think about this concept down below. Let me know. Do you feel the same way when you go over to somebody's house? Even if, for instance, if they prepared something for you specifically, would you feel guilty if you didn't eat it? I know I would, but I love her point. Is it more important for them to not feel disappointed than for you? That's not really fair to yourself, is it? Okay, that's it for today. Let me know what you think of this one down below in the comments. Please subscribe, like, send me a comment. Those are the things that I appreciate that really show me that you guys are liking what I do. So let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye.